Hey folks, Anisha here, and I've got a Git feature for you to check out. So Ruby is a pretty well-known language and a popular language actually in the open source community, as well as at GitHub. And we've got a pretty cool update on support for Ruby in code scanning. So Pierre, why don't you tell us more about it and take it away from here?
Yeah, thanks, Anisha. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm Pierre. I'm the product manager for CodeQL, the analysis engine that powers GitHub code scanning. GitHub code scanning helps open source maintainers and organizations find potential vulnerabilities in their code before they reach any deployments. Today, I want to dive deeper into Ruby support for CodeQL, an exciting improvement we recently announced at GitHub Universe. First off, what is CodeQL? CodeQL is a query language for source code. Think SQL, but for programs. GitHub code scanning uses CodeQL and runs its queries to identify security issues in your code, along with the flow of data to the vulnerable location. That way, we can identify real vulnerabilities, alert you to them, and provide you with the necessary context to judge the impact and quickly implement fixes. Today, CodeQL already supports a variety of languages, for example, C and C++, C#, Go, and Java, and dynamic languages such as JavaScript, TypeScript, or Python. And now we've added Ruby to that list. As you said, Anisha, Ruby is an important language to GitHub. We maintain one of the largest Ruby code bases in the world. So we've been putting this beta through its paces internally and with a few customers over the past few months. And now it's time for everyone else to try it out. So let me show you how to set up code scanning for Ruby. So here I have a repository that has Ruby code checked in. Let's enable code scanning and see if there are any security issues with my code. So I'll head on over to the security tab, which is where you can set up most of the GitHub code security tools. And we'll select set up code scanning and choose the first suggestion, which is the CodeQL analysis. This will create a default workflow. But before we commit this workflow, let's check if Ruby was correctly included in the list of languages that CodeQL is supposed to scan. And I don't need to change anything else. And we can track the analysis progress in the Actions tab. We can see that the first CodeQL analysis in our repository is in progress. Now we see it's completed. Let's head over to the Security tab. And I can see that I have one new code scanning alert. Let's take a look. And oh, we have detected a critical issue, apparently with the way we're deserializing data. Let's dig deeper on that. I can see CodeQL has highlighted the most important line for me. I already know I'm not using the safe load mechanism for parsing YAML, but how did CodeQL determine this was user-controlled data? Let's take a look at the path the data takes through the code. And we have two steps, and there it is. The input is taken straight from the request parameters and piped into YAML load. That's not good. Down here, the query help also provides useful information on the nature of the issue and even a fix. Just use safe load. There's a lot more information to dig into for each of the alerts, and code scanning provides many great tools to manage your alerts. If you want to find out more about that, I encourage you to enable code scanning on your repositories today and try it out. You can also run CodeQL via the CLI or the VS Code extension.
Great. Thanks so much, Pierre. I love it. So I've got a couple of questions for you then. So with Ruby support being pretty new here, what sort of vulnerabilities can folks expect to catch with it today?
While Ruby support will mature substantially over time, we're launching right out of the gate with queries for the most common security issues, including SQL injection, RDoS, which is regular expression denial of service, command line code injection, XML entity expansion, and several types of stored and reflected cross-site scripting attack vectors. So quite a lot, and we cover more than a dozen CWEs out of the box. And it works. We have found issues in code GitHub depends on, found CVEs in hugely popular open source projects such as FluentD, and even bugs in Ruby itself. One customer even told us they almost paged their security team because of potentially exploitable code that was identified by CodeQL. So we're confident that users can get a lot of value out of this beta today.
Perfect. So I know I'm definitely excited about this. So where can folks go to learn more about all of this stuff? And if they do encounter issues with any of the analysis, what should they do about that?
The GitHub documentation is a great place to go for information on how to set up any of GitHub's code security tools. We also have codeql.github.com, which hosts a variety of guides on everything from running your analyses locally to even writing your own queries. If you encounter issues with an alert, you can use the submit feedback button in the alert. And for any other questions, we hope to see you in the discussions tab on the public CodeQL repository on GitHub. And we do love feedback. For example, we've received a lot of feedback since we've announced this support at Universe about queries that detect hard-coded credentials in code. And we'll soon be tweaking the severity of those queries to reduce potential alert noise, because we want to bubble up true positive alerts front and center so you can fix them and secure your code better than ever before. And your feedback helps us accomplish that mission.
Great. Thanks so much, Pierre. So just as what Pierre said, go ahead and leave your feedback on the discussions forum and let us know what you think about it. You can also leave your comments down below or hit us up on Twitter as well. So stay tuned for more checkout videos coming your way very soon.